So e-mobility is one of the European technological platforms in the area of mobile and wireless communications. In fact, e-mobility is somehow extending. It always addressed fixed communications, but now it's clear that we must take this stretch much longer than we used to do. And of course, the idea, like many others technological platforms, is to have a role in research and development and technology in Europe and beyond Europe as well. So currently, mobility has 657 members, so it's quite a constituency. You can see that basically many people come from SMEs and research centers and universities, and of course also industry. This is the way that e-mobility is organized. So there is a General Assembly that meets every year. There is an expert advisory group, and this group basically is developing the SRA, the Strategic Research Agenda, and many of the technical contents. Then there is a steering board, from which I'm part as well, that meets on a regular basis 4 times per year. And there is a mirror group, which basically puts together the mobility with representatives from regulators and other bodies at the national level. Then there is the executive group, which basically runs the platform on a daily basis. And then there are a number of working groups, and again, I'm the one on applications. Okay, so e-mobility has been developing 2 major documents, 2 major areas. One is the SAA, which is the Strategic Applications Agenda, and the other is the SRA, the Strategic Research Agenda. So this working group on the SAA was formally established in September 2007, and basically what has been done, and the basic idea of this working group, was to look at the applications of the technology. E-mobility is a technology platform, there are no doubts about it. But we wanted to look as well to the applications of this technology from the end user viewpoint. Then we have the future mobile internet, which obviously has to do with the future internet, the networks of the future and all that. The other one is mediation bus for ubiquitous services, so it comes together with the services and applications and the architectures for that. The fourth one is optical fiber technologies and radio over fiber, so very much connected to the, let's call it the fixed networks, but not all of them. Then the fifth, context provisioning, and so to deal with many of the things that are these days related with context awareness. The discussions that were held in this expert group, or this part of the general expert group, was there were 2 starting points in a way, or if you can say that there is one starting point, which is, let's say, what kind of technologies we have today, and of course what kind of evolutionary ways we can achieve the future internet. And that's of course always the classical approach compared to the no starting point, I mean the clean slate approach, or the post-IP, or whatever you want to call it. What kind of perspectives then can we have for the networks of the future and for the future internet? Well, first of all, it's the one on the PETs. PETs in here standing for personal enhanced terminals. I don't know if there is anyone in the room that knows exactly how many features they have on the phone. Is there anyone here that knows exactly how many features you have on the phone? I mean, besides making a phone call? Most probably, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know in my phone. So in real, we are dealing with the interfaces, of course, and the devices. In here, what we have is the probability that in the future you can buy a phone, use it for a few minutes or hours, and then throw it away. So we can foresee that this may be one of the ways to communicate in the future. Or you just order a terminal at your own will, like you can do today with computers. You just go to the shop. But going a step further on these interface issues and on these devices that we may use, probably we'll be using all spectacles in the future, and really the spectacles will be the terminal of the future. All the lenses, you can put all the multimedia aspects. You don't need a keyboard, or you don't have a keyboard, but the iPhone doesn't have a keyboard either. And you can put, of course, all the circuitry in the frames. This could really be one of the solutions for many of the problems of interfacing that we have today for the multimedia and all the things. And of course, still going a step further is that we don't need a device to communicate. What probably we'll have is a kind of a RF SIM card that really carries our identity as users and will be capable of using whatever device I have. What kind of applications can we see here? The matter of the killer application is an old one, and I don't think you really deserve to discuss it. If we go back to the mainframes, and at that time probably no one would guess that you could just interact with the computer by touching the screen. So if you put yourselves, I don't know, 20 or 30 years ago. So really we need to have a very broad view of what may be capable in the future, and probably we are not seeing right now what we can do with it. Some of the things that are well known today is location-based services. It's a common thing that we have a phone with GPS and we can do a lot of stuff with it. But this location-based service is very much in the way that the user knows what to do with it. So the user knows where he's located. But we can put it the other way around, which is the network knowing where the user is and taking advantage of it. For example, you may conceive the situation in which I commute every day from home to the university. The network knows about this, meaning that it registers where I go through, and puts me some information available, like the electronic newspaper or these kind of things. Or we can go even a step further, which is the network using users as sensors of channel conditions, of capacity, of all these things, and taking advantage of these.